Hey, True Believers, Englentine here with a countdown of my worst Disney World dining experiences. And this has it's not just a way to get clicks and be negative or anything like that, or to warn you away from these poor reputed restaurants. It's also kind of a list of restaurants I want to visit this year and give them a second try. You know, see if they're better now. And some, I got to admit, were done years and even decades ago, and they have changed menus and such, so they deserve a second chance. So anyway, without further ado, at number 10, Teppanetto, or is it Teppanito? I've heard it both ways. Anyway, we went there as a birthday present to my daughter. She's big into Japanese culture. You know how kids are today with the manga and the anime, the whole nine yards. And wanted to go to this Japanese steakhouse. I loved the show and everything, and it was okay right up to a point. I was enjoying it, and then I said, oh, no, I can't have onions. And the guy goes, oh, everyone get onion. Yeah, but this guy gets sick when you put onions in his meal. So I didn't get to enjoy the food the same way everybody else did. Now, I didn't understand to what extent I could not have onions at the time. Now I'll go in and I'll tell them, this is an allergy. This is something that will actually hurt me, and they'll deal with it. So definitely Teppanito deserves another chance. And yeah, I would love to give it a try, and I know my family, definitely my kids, would love to go back. Number 9. Chef Mickey's. But wait, what? That's one of the most popular restaurants of all time at Walt Disney. How can that be bad? Well, I went to Chef Mickey's for a birthday breakfast, as a matter of fact. It was mine and my nephew's because we're close together. And hey, look, the service is great. The energy in the room, definitely good for the kids because the characters are walking around. There's a dance party feel. The food is the problem. You could get the same food for about $25 less at the Golden Corral right outside of Disney property than what you get here. It is bland. It is the most basic of all breakfast. There's nothing special. It was cold for the most part, the way that like a bad buffet keeps it. This might have been a situation where it was just them on a bad day, but in my opinion, if you're going to charge that much for a breakfast buffet, there should be no bad days. My opinion, maybe, but that is, I gotta say how I feel. Now, I would love to go and try again and just see if A, it's a bad day, or maybe try it for a lunch or a dinner and see if that's any better. Number 8, be our guest, be our guest. They almost put me to rest. Well, not really. I got really sick because when I told them to leave the onions off, they kept them in, but they were buried, so I took a big old mouthful and yeah, not a good time there. Not a good time at all. However, this is the old menu, before they changed it into the price fixed menu. So I'm willing to go back, give it another try, absolutely make them understand that, you know, I do have allergies, and I think it's a great restaurant. It's a beautiful restaurant. It's just at the time the food was not up to snuff, and they tried to poison me. I'm sorry. I hold a grudge when you try to kill me. That's a thing with me. I wish I could get over it. Just can't. But I guess I can because I'm going to give it another try. Number 7. The Nine Dragons restaurant in Epcot. Okay, so you know what? There's nothing bad about this restaurant, really. It's okay. It is very okay. It is just fine. Now, when we first started going to it, it was really good, and it had some authentic Chinese food and not the Americanized version. Unfortunately, they changed their menu, and it's overpriced mall food, and I was very disappointed. But by being disappointed in what it was, I really didn't actually open myself up to experience it. And I think it deserves another chance. Once again, nothing I ever had in there was bad. It was just uninspired. And like I said, that affected everything. I would love to give this another try. Because in all honesty, the prices are good for a theme park. But for mall food, Chinese food, or, you know, strip mall Chinese food, it is a little pricey. Number 6. Bongos Cuban Cafe. Alrighty, so I went here and I had these guava ribs, and this is kind of an enigma because the flavor was good, but the ribs themselves were really tough, man. I mean, it's just poorly cooked, very well flavored food. It was messing with my head. I'm like, I should hate this, and I do, but I want to finish. It was very strange because it just, two experiences fighting it out. Also, this restaurant is loud as heck fire. Seriously, it is an assault on the senses how loud this restaurant is inside. I'm willing to give it another go. I think there's got to be something on this menu that I would enjoy. I think I would prefer it outside, though, rather than inside with the dancing and the big loud music and everything. It's fun seeing the dancers, but my goodness gracious, turn the volume down a little bit, just a little bit for the old folks, so maybe they can enjoy some conversation with the people they came with. Number 5, Planet Hollywood. Now, I have to admit, my experience at Planet Hollywood was one time in the 90s, and it was so bad I've never returned. It was really, really bad food. We got flatbread pizza, and we got some Cajun shrimp pasta or something like that, and it was god-awful. It was bad. So I never returned, but I figure, okay, Guy Fieri redid the menu. Let's check it out. I do like Chicken Guy, but my problem, I know I said I want to visit these, but my gosh, this food is so overpriced. I could tell just by looking at it and then seeing the prices, it looks so expensive that, yeah, I'm going to visit these places. This might be on the one of the last ones, though, because gosh darn, the prices on there is outrageous. I don't know, but if it's good, it's good. You got to keep an open mind, I guess, and that's what I'll do when I go in. But you always have to add in price. You got to think about price as a factor when you're doing reviews as well. Is it worth the money? I don't know. I'm kind of frightened by this one. Number 4, Tony's Town Square Restaurant, the Italian place right in Main Street. Now, let me tell you something. When I went to this with my family, I was so excited. It was right there. It's one of these restaurants I'd never done, kind of like the Plaza that we did last year. And when we went, sat down, had this Italian dinner, and it tasted like it came out of a can. It was bad. Really bad. I was so disappointed. I actually like the restaurant. I think the decor is fine. I think that it's got, like everybody knows, it's got a great place to watch the parade if you can get it. I haven't been in this for so long. I don't know if I'm using modern day shots of it or not. That's how long it's been because it was just so horrible. I'm willing to give it a chance. I heard they've got some new chefs and they got a new manager. So hopefully they've, picked up their game a bit. But, everybody deserves a second chance. At some point this year, I would like to give Tony's another chance. I am kind of excited about it as well, mainly because, once again, I just love the look of the restaurant, and I'm hoping that the food matches the decor at least once. Number 3, T-Rex. Yeah, I know it's typical for everybody to bash on these restaurants, and I'm going to be doing a fair amount of bashing. Not a whole hell of a lot that you haven't heard before. It is a prehistoric family adventure, as they say, so it's got to have something good to it, right? I mean, the decor is out of this world, seriously. It is really, really cool inside there. The food, on the other hand, is TGI Fridays and Chili's, but the price is jacked to the ceiling, and that's one of the biggest problems. The other problem is that it's just not very well prepared. The food does not match the decor. It's not as cool. It just isn't good. And you would think it would be because this is the easiest food to make as far as, I mean, come on. It's ribs, it's hamburgers. It shouldn't be all that difficult, but unfortunately, they tend to drop the ball. And I think that's horrible because if you have, young kids, not way young kids, because they'd be way too afraid of this kind of a restaurant, they would just love the decor so much. But why do they have to sacrifice food quality for better and cooler decor? It just doesn't seem right to me. Number 2, La San Angel Inn. Yeah, you knew this was going to be on. If anybody goes to this place, it seems like these days, it ends up on a worst list of some sorts. Well, let me tell you something. I went there 25 years ago, and we never went back. That's how bad this was. I'm curious. I would like to go and give it a try. The reason this is number 2 and not number 1 is because I had the mole. Is it mole or mole? Mole? Mole. I had the mole chicken, and it actually wasn't all that bad. It was Gail's food that she just got like tacos and enchiladas and that kind of stuff, and it tasted like garbage smelled. It was horribly bad. I mean, of course, it's a romantic setting. It's a really nice restaurant. Well, it would be romantic if you were not cramped in there with 50,000 of your closest friends. But, at least it's got that going for it. But the food quality was so bad, it kept us out of it for 25 years, and still, it didn't make it to number 1. And my number 1 worst Walt Disney World dining experience of all time is Rainforest Cafe. For as bad as T-Rex was, man, Rainforest is so much worse. Now, I went out with some friends, and I got the appetizer platter, and this is how bad this food was. And it comes with, like, artichoke spinach dip and chips, and I told them this food sucks. They're like, it ain't that bad. It's not that bad. So I picked up this bowl of artichoke dip, and I turned it over, and it didn't move. They had microwaved it so badly, it stayed in the bowl when I tipped the bowl over. It was horrible food. Absolutely terrible. And this is someplace I used to like to take my kids. Well, after they stopped freaking out from the noise, I like to take my kids. But Lord in heaven, I said to myself, the last time I was in Rainforest Cafe is the last time I'm ever going to be in Rainforest Cafe. And when I said to myself, I've got to give these restaurants that I hated another try, this was the one I thought about and dread going back to. I swear if I do this, if I actually can make it to all of these restaurants, this is going to be like December 31st. It's going to be one of those where I'm just going to put it off and put it off. I can't imagine myself jumping for a chance to go back to Rainforest. It was that freaking bad. But those are just my opinions, and some of them are old. I have to admit that. Like I said, 25 years on San Angel. But if you have any notes, if you've been to these restaurants recently, by all means, let me know. Should I be warned to expect it to remain bad? Or should I say, or do you have advice that, hey, you know what? Sounds like you just had an off day. Go back. You're going to have a good time with it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Also, don't forget, if you haven't done it already, click like and share and get word out about this channel. And if you don't mind, hit subscribe and that notification bell as well. Definitely the notification, because that's what YouTube really cares about. And cool things happen around these parts. I hate for you to miss it. Also, please help out this channel. Go on over to Patreon or to Ko-Fi. Drop $1 in the till. Help us keep the lights on. Help us keep making videos for you. The links are in the description below. I'd like to thank everybody who's already done that. And to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching. Whoops, forgot Tony's. Let this one pass by and then we'll get to the credits. And scene.